Hey, what's up, guys? This is Marseille, the property pastor here with Kingdom Legacy Builders, where our mission is to help everyday people like you and me to build a lasting legacy for our children and our children's children using real estate and wealth building principles. Today, I want to talk all about paying the price in my investor mindset series. So I've been doing this series just to talk a little bit about the mindset that you got to have as a real estate investor, the mindset that's going to help you to overcome failure, the mindset that's going to help you to get started, to be successful in this thing. I've been doing it for about 4 years now, and I've been able to build my portfolio. I'm negotiating right now on, I think it's deal number 13 and deal number 14, and I'm truly excited about that. God has truly blessed me. But it didn't come easy. Those 4 years have been a grind. They've been difficult. They've had failure. They've had setbacks. So through it all, though, I've been willing to pay the price. And I'm still willing to pay the price to have financial freedom, to build a legacy for my kids, and to build that testimony so that other people can see that regular folks can be successful. They can use a vehicle like real estate investing through faith, through hard work, through determination to achieve those goals. But before we get started about talking about paying that price, if you haven't done so already, make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. I am here to help you along your journey. We're bringing out videos every single week to give you educational content, to give you motivation, to give you real world case studies of how I'm investing here in my market to help people in their journey. So make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, and then also hit that share button because somebody else needs to benefit from this video. So let's go ahead and get started. There is a cost to being a real estate investor. And I'm not talking about the cost of a down payment to buy a house. Now, granted, there are costs that come along with being a real estate investor, but I'm talking about a bigger cost than that. And that's the cost of sacrifice. That's the cost of learning. That's the cost of time. If you're going to learn real estate investing, it's going to take time to study materials, to read books, to watch videos like this, go to seminars, find mentors. There is a huge cost that you have to educate. You have to invest in your education. And that cost is going to require you to learn. Then there's also the cost of time. The time that it takes, to do your research, to analyze deals, to go look at properties, to do rehab projects, the cost to put in offers and to go through inspection reports, to go through contracts, the whole cost that goes with it, attending real estate meetups, being a part of mastermind groups. There is a huge cost of time that goes along with it. But then there's the cost of failure, right? And in failure, I believe that failure is one of the greatest teachers. And we're all going to fail. I know I have failed a lot of times. Michael Jordan, who's considered the greatest basketball player of all time, has missed more shots than he's ever made. Everyone who's been successful has incurred failure. And I believe that failure should be our teacher and not our torturer, right? And the thing about it is that through failure, we learn what not to do. Through failure, those lessons stick with us. But we got to be willing to pay that price of failure. And a lot of times we stop just because we fail. Just because we cold call somebody and they hung up on us. Just because we put in an offer and it was rejected. And sometimes failure itself, or even the fear of failure, will slow us down and even stop us dead in our tracks. So you got to be willing to pay the price of failure. Then there's the cost of sacrifice. Late night studies, late night work, putting contracts in, offers in, things like that. I've gone to work all day long, had to go check on rehab projects after work, had to go and type up stuff, put it in place for a refinance package, making phone calls, following up on different things, contractors, dealing with tenants. There's a cost of sacrifice, but that hustle and that grind, that's a price that we got to be willing to pay, and a cost that we got to be willing to pay, that you got to be willing to pay in order to be successful as a real estate investor. I'm a firm believer that hard work beats talent. In hard work, if a person is willing to work hard, they may not be the best, at real estate. They may not be the best at contracting type things through understanding the way construction goes, understanding the way plumbing works, electrical works, all of those kind of things. But if they are willing to work hard, guess what? That's going to overcome talent. I remember when I was in high school, I was a high school football player, and I went to Bethel High School, which is actually the same high school that Allen Iverson went to. He played with my older brother, and they had a hugely successful football team before he went on to star in the NBA and all those kind of things. But I remember the years, I was about 4 years behind him. I remember coming through school, and those guys were great. They were great state champions. And as teams came after them, they were full of talent. But some of those teams didn't achieve quite as much. And I remember going into my senior year of high school, and the graduating seniors before us, they looked at us and they said, you guys might win 4 games. you might win 4 games. You don't have any stars. You don't have anybody really good on the team. I doubt you're going to do much in your journey. Well, we took that personally. And I took it personally. And every day I got in that weight room. Every day I went and I ran. I actually joined the track team to get better. I hit the weights. I studied film. I did drills over and over and over. And I had a great senior season. I had a breakout senior season. And our team, we went to the playoffs. We didn't win the whole thing, but we went to the playoffs and had a great season. Something that we still talk about to this day. And guess what? I earned a full football scholarship as a result of all of that hard work. So we weren't the most talented. We weren't the best, but we were together and we put in the work. And the thing about real estate investing is you got to put in the hard work. Hard work beats talent every day of the week. Some people will say things like they don't have the money to get started. They don't have enough time. They don't know how to do it. But as long as you have that kind of mindset, guess what? You never will. But when you are willing to pay the cost, you'll get there. And the thing that I believe is that you're either going to be fueled by your goals or you're going to be fueled by your excuses. And the thing is, you're gonna stop at one or the other. So if your excuses are what you truly believe in as your limiting factor, that's where you're gonna stop. But if you are willing to pay the price, you'll get there. The thing I love about real estate investing or investing in general is that in the United States, 80% of millionaires are first generation millionaires. What does that mean? That means that they didn't have a rich uncle. They didn't have, their parents didn't come from money. They're not Vanderbilts and Rockefellers and all this kind of stuff. These are people who are willing to roll up their sleeves, who are willing to grind, who are willing to put the work in and say to themselves, I will until. And the thing that you got to realize is that if you are willing to pay the price, failure is a part of success. It's a part of the tuition of the school of success. So in other words, in order for me to be successful, I've got to be willing to pay the price of failure. If I fail, I'm not stopping there, right? If I have a bad deal, so what, right? We pick up and we move forward. We learn from it and we get better. If I go and I make an offer on a property and it gets rejected. If I go and I cold call somebody and they slam the phone in my face and say, hey, never call me again. No, it doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel good at all to be rejected, right? But recognize that is just something you can look back on, learn from. What did I do right? What did I say right? What did I say wrong? How do I readjust my approach so that I can do it better the next time? How can I build better systems, right? Don't be afraid to fail. Be willing to pay the price of failure because that's a part of your journey towards success. Disappointment is a part of the journey to success too. I believe that road to success is not a straight line. It kind of goes like up, down, up, down, up, down. And in the course of a day, I can have a deal get accepted and then at the same time find out that we got to do an eviction. Or I can go and find out that I have a big maintenance cost that I got to do on a property. All these things come in the course of a week. Monday I can be really up and really feeling great because I've got, a new private money lender. But then on Tuesday, it can go the opposite direction. So disappointment is a part of the journey. It's going to happen. But you got to be willing to pay the price of failure, of disappointment, of sacrifice, of long nights. That's the kind of mindset that I believe that it takes to get there, right? So say things to yourself like, I will until, right? I will read books over and over until I understand them. I will write offers until I get a contract accepted. I will pitch deals to people until I find a private money lender. I will, do whatever it takes until I get there. And the thing is, I think it was Henry Ford said that whether you think you can or you think you can't, you are right. And that goes through every rung, every echelon of society. Whether we think we can or we think we can't, we are going to be right. So if you think you can be successful as a real estate investor, you put in the work, you pay the sacrifice, guess what? You'll be successful. If you think you can't, guess what? You won't be successful. And I have a saying that I like to live by. It says, if it's up to me, if it is to, I have a quote that I love, another quote I love. It says that if it is to be, it's up to me. Let me say that again. If it is to be, it's up to me. So if I'm going to be successful, it's up to me. So I believe, if I put the work in and I, keep the faith, I keep on striving, I believe that, things are going to work out. I believe that I'm going to be able to retire very soon. I'm getting close, y'all. And that's the beautiful part about it is I can actually see it. I remember starting out the first deal like, man, so excited, so pumped up, and then going through disappointments and going through struggles and learning more and more, right? But if it is to be, it's up to me. Nobody else is coming. Nobody else is coming to help you along this journey, right? So we've got the choice to either sit back and do nothing. We got the choice to feel sorry for ourselves. We got the choice to pick up and get on our grind. We got a choice to let that failure define us, or the fear of that failure define us, or we can say to ourselves, you know what? I'm going to pay the price. I'm going to pay that cost. And I'm not worried about the long nights. I'm not worried about the grind. I'm not worried about the disappointments. I am worried about getting there, right? 80% of the millionaires in this country are first generation millionaires. I believe you can be one of them too. As you build that legacy for your children and your children's children, I'm rooting for you. I'm here to answer your questions. I'm here to encourage you. I'm here to build you up, right? And I think it was Zig Ziglar. He said, "I'll see you at the top." So if you're willing to pay the price, if you are willing to pay the cost, guess what? There is nothing that can stop you but the person in the mirror. So if it is to be, it's up to you and me. Let's get this thing done, guys. Let's get there. I'm excited for you on your journey. Hey, if you got questions, make sure you drop them in the comment section. Make sure you hit that like button if you haven't already done so. Make sure you hit that subscribe button if you haven't already done so. Follow this series because we're talking all about the kind of mindset that you need in order to be successful on your journey. I'm rooting for you. I'm cheering for you. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for checking out this video. Can't wait to see you again soon. Take care and God bless.